Hey everybody, Brian Murphy from the Quality Deer Management Association here in West Texas at the Clear Fork Ranch. Going to teach you how to quarter a deer. Just taking the hide off this animal. So a lot of different ways to go from here, but I prefer to kind of start at the bottom of the animal and work up with the hindquarters being last. So I'm going to start with showing you how to take a shoulder off. Very, very easy. If you picture a circular piece of cartilage that runs just above the front leg there, you can just start your knife up kind of high, and you'll find it. See it right there at the top of it? I'm just above it, and just come straight down. There's no socket here. This is a completely detached muscle group, just as easy as that. All right, I'm going to take my neck roast off next. I'm going to make a cut first through to the vertebrae, and I'm going to come in here, and I've got to cut through there's a esophagus and a trachea in here, windpipe and the food pipe. We don't want those in our meat, so we cut those, and you can see that blood's coming out. We can go and just take those right off. You can see the windpipe there. So you can just take those right off and discard those. So now I've just got meat down to the neck. Makes a wonderful, wonderful roast. That did it. There's your neck roast. All right. Any deer hunter who's hunted very long knows that perhaps the best cut on the animal, at least pound for pound, is the backstrap. Tenderloins are equally good, they're just a lot smaller. So I'm going to teach you now how to take a backstrap off. Get this animal up just a little bit higher so we can see. So what I do is first just pull these belly flaps back out of the way. You can save these if you want for burger. And you can expose your tenderloins and get those now. You can get them in a moment. It doesn't really matter the order. Since they're sitting there staring at us, we'll go ahead and take them out. And these are the tenderloins. Very, very fine venison. Always remember to keep these. And these aren't ones you give to neighbors. These are ones you keep yourself. All right, two of them line either side of the backbone here. You can almost pull them out by hand, but I use a knife just to make it a little easier. And run my blade just down on the inside. Come up to the top of it. Just give it a start, and they pull right out. Take the little fatty cap off of it. You have a beautiful, beautiful tenderloin. Very, very fine. Again, inside, just run your knife just on the inside of the vertebrae there. You give it a little bit of a starter cut up here at the top, just enough to release it, and just pull it right down. Comes right out. Very, very easy. Now we'll get the backstrap, and just if you kind of draw a line from this hind quarter where it hits the vertebrae, just kind of cut your knife in. That's kind of the beginning of the backstrap there on either side. This is a long muscle that runs on the outside of the deer's back. Again, same technique. Run my blade on right up against the vertebrae there. Do it a couple times if you need to make sure you get it all the way through to the end. And what you're trying to do is just get your handle started up here with the backstrap, so you can kind of give you a little something to hang on to. Just sit there and get it started. It's like filleting a fish really against the bone until you get started. And it just starts coming down. And then you can just use pressure with your hand to keep pulling it down, not too hard, but just enough to make your knife go to work and efficient. As easy as that. So you have a very beautiful tenderloin there. And once you're home, you want to make sure you remove that silver skin, because that's going to be very chewy. But after that, it's wonderful, wonderful stuff. We'll get the other one out. Again, make you a little starter cut coming across there. Come straight down the spine. Some hunters keep the ribs, some don't. I would argue that most don't. I I don't personally keep the ribs. They're too much work for very little return, but again, to each his own. So next thing I like to do is go ahead and separate the backbone, the spinal column. Again, give myself a starter cut for my loppers. So now what I'm going to do is take this hind quarter right off the pelvic girdle. Basically, you have a pelvic girdle that holds these together. And I'm going to come right through and do it right on the spot without having to take it off. There's a little process right here you got to get around, a little bony curve. You go back to your rump. But there's a ball and socket joint in here that's key to this whole process. As I'm coming down, I'm letting the weight of the animal do it. See that ball and socket joint popping open loose there? That's my magic mark. Once I hit it, gravity's taken over. I come through and make sure I get my rump roast nice off the back. And gravity's doing, see how it's just pulling away from the bone? It's doing all the work for me, and I'm getting almost every possible gram of meat right off of that pelvic girdle. Now I'm going to just cut it here, cut through it. I'll do that in a moment. I do the reverse of the process here. I'm taking the pelvic girdle off the leg, and that'll just leave me with the leg hanging here. So again, I reach up in here, giving myself a firm grip inside the pelvic girdle. I start in here knowing that there's a little round hump back here. I'm going to have to go around. Boom. Down to my rump. And here, again, using downward pressure, it's going to seek itself to that ball and socket joint for me. I've already found it right here. Come down. Again, letting gravity work for me. Already got it through the pelvic girdle. Now I'm just making sure I get all the meat off the bone there. And it's just a matter, again, taking that back leg off. What I like to do is hold it over a cooler like this. Go ahead and make my cut here. And then take my loppers. And go ahead and just, bam. By being a little bit recessed off the cooler, none of the bone fragments go in the cooler with me. And I'm good there. Do the same thing with this guy. There you have it, folks. That's all there is to it.